Hello, I am Dr. Sonia Kuthari and I am a cornea and anterior segment consultant at Bombay City Eye Institute and Research Center, which is a premier eye care center in the heart of Mumbai. I welcome you all and I would like to tell you my experience about how to take care of our eye, how to protect it and take care of our eyes better. Now, eyes, as we all say, are the windows to the soul. It is a window to the world, in fact, because with vision, we can connect with others. And also with vision, we can connect with us and feel happy. 80% of all our memories and of all the good things and bad things that we are remembering is because of what we see today. World Sight Day is an annual global event which is celebrated on second Thursday of every October. It draws attention of the world on the blindness and the vision impairment. The objective of this particular side day is to create awareness about eye care, vision blindness, and the treatment which are available with us today and help in curing the eye impairment. This day is focused on drawing attention to leading causes of blindness or visual impairment, including cataract, glaucoma, and refractive errors. Now, why is this World Sight Day important? As we see these numbers, we'll realize why this day is so important to us. Globally, around 2.2 billion people have an unaddressed vision impairment or blindness. Among these 2.2 billion people, 1 billion people have vision impairment, which is avoidable and can be tackled with. As per a recent survey, approximately 2% of the total Indian population is blind. Approximately 1.1 million people in India are blind because of corneal blindness. More than 100,000 corneal transplants are required today in India, but currently what we are doing is only one fourth of what is required, that is 25,000. So there is a definite need of more corneal donors. Let us understand sight and vision. Now, sight is a physical and sensory experience in which light falls on the object, reflects off it, and the eye then focuses it on the back of the retina. The image from retina is then transferred through optic nerve to the brain. The brain then interprets this image. So, sight allows the patient to witness an event, whereas vision helps the person to understand and make it more interpretable. So, protecting our vision, protecting our sight is highly important so that we may avoid harm. To understand our eye anatomy, this schematic diagram shows that the front part of the eye, which is like a watch glass like structure, is known as the cornea. Behind the cornea is the lens, which is crystal clear, and as we age, it tends to become little opaque. The back part of the eye is the retina where the image is formed, and this tube which connects the eye to the brain is called the optic nerve. There are different eye problems that commonly affect different age group. The common eye problems include refractive errors like astigmatism, myopia, hyperopia, dry eye, digital strain in the eyes, allergic conjunctivitis, color blindness, and night blindness. We'll be seeing and understanding a little bit more in detail about all these things. Now, in children, common eye problems that are affecting the eyes include lazy eye, strabismus or squint, and ptosis. Whereas in the older age group, the diseases that affect the eye more commonly include presbyopia, cataract, glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration, and diabetic retinopathy. Let us see one by one all these conditions, what they are, and how we can tackle it. Myopia is a condition, as we can see here, is a nearsightedness. In this situation, things which are near are clear, whereas objects and things which are far look blurry. This essentially happens because the eyeball is longer than normal and the image is formed in front of the retina rather than on the retina. It is often hereditary in nature and is more common seen in certain ethnic group and in certain geographical locations, like in the northern eastern part of India, in Hong Kong, in Korea, in China. This is a very common refractive error which is seen. Symptoms include blurring of vision, squinting, and headaches. It is usually seen in childhood itself, between the age of 8 to 12. Earlier than that, also, it can be picked up if the myopia is little advanced. Treatment is quite easy. Here we have to give the patients prescription lenses. Power of the spectacle is shown as a negative power. For example, a person may be having a -3 diopter of glasses. That essentially means that the patient is myopic or nearsighted and requires a 3 diopter negative power of lenses to have a better vision in his eyes. Other option for these patients is the use of contact lenses, which is often advised once the patient is able to handle the lenses and is able to take care of them properly. Over the age of 18 years, even the laser surgery can be considered to take care of this condition. Opposite to this is a condition called hyperopia or farsightedness. In this condition, distant objects are clear and the near objects are blurry. Eyeball is shorter than normal and the image is formed behind the retina. Symptoms here also includes headache, squinting, inability to see near objects clearly. Often the disease is diagnosed much later in the age. Trouble reading as we age is a common problem which is seen in patients more than 40 years of age, that is presbyopia. Hyperopia can be seen from early childhood as well. Treatment is similar to myopia, wherein we have to give prescription glasses, contact lenses, or laser surgery if the patient is more than 18 years of age. Only difference here is that the power of the glasses or the contact lenses will be in the plus diopter. Moving forward is an important disease often affected in the early childhood, which is called the amblyopia or the lazy eye. It is an early childhood condition in which the child's eyesight does not develop as it should in one eye. When a patient has amblyopia, the brain focuses on one eye more than the other, virtually ignoring the lazy eye or the bad eye. Vision is not normal even though there is no obvious pathological condition associated to it. There is no obvious symptom that the patient experiences because they are able to see clearly from the other eye. They may not really complain of poor vision. And it is often detected when a patient comes to an ophthalmologist, and when we cover one eye, we detect that the other eye is really not seeing very well. It is seen as a part of the eye test or often as a school screening program also. Early diagnosis is very critical in this condition because earlier treatment is more effective than once the nerves are well established, then treating this condition becomes very difficult. Treatment involves giving the right prescriptions, spectacles or contact lenses, patching of the good eye so that the patient is forced to use the bad eye helps in improving this condition. There are certain drops and other treatment modalities also available to treat amblyopia. It can be diagnosed very early in the childhood, even as early as 1 to 2 years of age, when the underlying problems can be corrected very effectively. Astigmatism is a condition wherein the image of the patient's eye is blurry. The cornea, which contributes a large part to the power of the eye, is not perfectly round here and is often not smooth as well. This imperfection in the cornea or the tear film induces astigmatism and results in vision distortion or blurring of the vision. Astigmatism can be present in young children or could develop later during puberty. In children, astigmatism is often a common cause of lazy eye. Symptoms is blurred vision, headache, and eye strain. Patient often squints to create a better vision for himself. The distorted or blurred vision at all distances is a common complaint that patient presents to an ophthalmologist with. These people also have difficulty in driving at night time. Treatment is similar to myopia and hypermetropia and involves wearing prescription lenses, contact lenses, or a refractive surgery. But refractive surgery is a much less common modality of treatment in astigmatism compared to myopia and hypermetropia. Let us look at the condition called strabismus, or in common layman name is squint. It is more often known as the cross eye or squint and is commonly occurring condition in infants. The condition causes a misalignment of the eyes. The eyes don't look straight. One of the eye looks either turned inside, outside, upward, downward. It could be a combination of any of these. The cause of this condition is because when there are the muscles which are surrounding the eyeball, when these muscles don't function in perfect coordination, and that causes the misalignment of the eyeball. Muscle dysfunction, farsightedness, trauma around the region of the eye, such as if the patient gets hit in the face, or sometimes even a genetics may play some role in creating this condition. Symptom is a blurred vision, double vision, headache, excessive squinting, and some patients also develop a lazy eye. Treatment involves giving the right eye glasses. Certain eye exercises also help. And if nothing works, then the muscle surgery or the squint surgery can treat this condition very effectively. Surgery is a very common and a very effective treatment for this condition. Ptosis is a condition which is seen in children and as well as adults. It's not very common but is not very uncommon as well. Here, there is a drooping of the upper eyelid which may affect one eye or both the eyes. The droop may cover the eyes slightly or entirely, blocking the visual field. Due to the hereditary properties, a child sometimes may be born with ptosis. This may obstruct the natural development of child's visual capability and could be a cause of amblyopia or lazy eye. This condition usually does not become better on its own over time. Children may need treatment such as surgery in order for the vision to develop properly. Whenever we see a condition wherein there is an unequal closure of the eye, we must consult our eye doctor. Corneal ulcer is an open sore of the cornea, the thin layer which is present over the iris. Iris is the colored part of the eye, and there is a transparent watch glass like structure on top of it, which is a cornea. Sometimes it can get affected due to infection or injury, wherein patient develops infection. This is also known as keratitis. Patients here often present with redness. They feel that something is in the eye or a foreign body sensation. They have pus or a thick discharge that comes out from the eye, and they may complain of pain, redness, swelling, and they see a white spot on the center of the eye. Common cause of this infection includes bacteria, virus, fungus, or parasites. Accordingly, the treatment depends on the cause and includes antibiotic, antiviral, antifungal, or antiparasitic agents. Sometimes we often have to use these drops on an hourly basis in the early period of managing these ulcers. If the medications don't help and if the ulcer is progressive, we may have to resort to surgical, wherein the affected or the infected cornea is replaced by a donor cornea from a good eye. Conjunctivitis is a very common problem that we see in our clinic on day-to-day basis. Here the patient presents with a pink eye, which is an inflammation or the infection of the transparent membrane that lines your eyelid. The small blood vessels in the conjunctiva become inflamed. This causes the white of the eye to become red or pink. It can be caused by bacteria, by virus, and sometimes as a part of an allergic response also. Although the pink eye can be irritating, the vision is often not affected in these situations. Treatment that we give can help ease the discomfort of the pink eye. Because it can be contagious, early diagnosis and treatment can help to spread this disease. Here the patient presents with redness, itching, a gritty feeling and a discharge. Often there is a lot of watering that they complain of. Causes, as we have seen, includes viruses, bacteria, allergy, or if there is a foreign object that has entered into the eye. To prevent this condition from happening and from spreading, we must practice good hand hygiene. We should not touch our eyes with our hands and wash our hands often. Use a clean towel and wash clothes daily, and we should not share our towels, our pillow, our bed sheet, and napkin with other family members. Treatment is usually focused on symptom relief. This could include the use of artificial tears, cleaning our eyelids with a wet cloth, and applying cold or warm compresses several times a day. Contact lens wearers are often advised to stop using it while the eye is red. In most cases, no antibiotic is required, but in case the doctor feels that antibiotic is required, then it is prescribed accordingly. Cataract or motiabind happens to be the most common cause of treatment blindness in India as well as the world. Here, there is a cloudiness of the normal clear lens of the eye. Seeing with cataract is often can be compared like seeing through a foggy window. There is a blurring of vision, cloudy vision, or dim vision, and patient may sometimes complain of seeing halos around the light, problem seeing at light throughout the day, and even sometimes when they are driving in the night, they may be having some visual discomfort. They see faded view of all the colors, and they often complain that they have to change their contact lenses or glasses frequently. Cataract is often a genetic disease. It is actually a normal aging change in the lens. Eye injury or any eye surgery in the past may increase the chance of patient getting cataract. Obesity, hypertension, high alcohol consumption, hormone replacement therapy, high exposure to UV light, poor nutrition, and smoking are some of the risk factors which can increase the risk of developing cataracts. Cataract is a cataract can be tackled only by surgery. It is not something which will go away with eye drops. We have to consider doing the cataract surgery when the vision is blurred, cloudy, or dim, or the patient sees halos around the light. Problem seeing at night through the light and glare also can be an indicator that you need a cataract surgery. If you see a faded view of colors, you can consult your eye doctor and take a conclusion whether you need to undergo a cataract surgery. Frequent change of contact lenses or glasses could be an indicator that your cataract is advancing and it would be a good idea to do a cataract surgery. As we can see here, this is a phacoprobe or the phacoemulsification or the laser technique that is known in a common language, wherein the lens part, the opaque lens is removed using this machine and a new lens which is folded and put inside the eye, or the intraocular lens or the IOL is placed inside the eye. This is how the eye with a cataract looks like, and this is how a lens implant looks like. It's like a very small transparent plastic which is implanted inside the eye, but it is biocompatible and does not cause any harm to the eye. Here in this diagram, we have explained how the diseased eye lens is pulled out, the implant is inserted, and the lens implant is put in position. To understand a little bit more about the cataract surgery, which is one of the most common eye surgery done today, these are the different steps which are there. There is a removal of the clouded lens and we replace it with a clear artificial lens or the intraocular lens. The artificial lens or the IOL is positioned in the same place as your natural lens and remains a permanent part of your eyes. In rare circumstances, some eye problems prohibit the use of artificial lens And in this situation, once the cataract is removed, vision may be corrected by using eyeglasses or contact lenses. Cataract surgery is generally done as an outpatient basis, which means patients don't need to stay in a hospital after the surgery. During cataract surgery, your eye doctor uses local anesthetic to numb your eyes, but you are usually awake throughout the procedure. Cataract surgery is generally a safe procedure. You do have discomfort for a few days after the surgery, and healing occurs within 4 to 8 weeks after the surgery. Glaucoma, or often which is called as kala motya, causes the damage to the optic nerve. And optic nerve is important because optic nerve takes the image from the eye to the brain where all the interpretation is happening. Now, the main cause of glaucoma is the buildup of high intraocular pressure within the eye. Glaucoma occurs when the eye cannot drain excess fluid, causing increased pressure in the eye, and this is an irreversible cause of nerve damage to the eye. Glaucoma, for this reason, is also called a silent killer. This damage causes vision loss and even blindness, and it is irreversible. It's called the silent thief of sight as it has no warning sign. Risk factors for glaucoma include an age over 60, a family history of glaucoma, having certain medical conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure increases the risk of glaucoma. High myopia or high hypermetropia also are associated risk factors. If you have had an eye injury or some type of eye surgery, that could increase the chances of glaucoma as well. Certain medications, especially steroids, even as an eye drop for a long period of time, can build up the intraocular pressure, leading to nerve damage. If a diagnosis is made in the early stages, we can treat it effectively using drops, and the vision loss can be slowed or prevented. We have to understand that in glaucoma, treatment is for lifetime. During a glaucoma examination, your ophthalmologist will do certain tests to understand the condition better. This includes measuring the eye pressure using tonometry, as we can see here, inspecting your eye drainage angles using gonioscope, or the technique is called gonioscopy. Doctor will also examine your optic nerve for damage and test the peripheral or the side vision using perimetry. Thickness of the cornea is also measured using pachymeter. Glaucoma is treated by lowering the intraocular pressure. The options for reducing the intraocular pressure includes the drops, oral medication, laser treatment, surgery, or a combination of any or all of these modalities. Eye drops can help decrease the eye pressure by improving the fluid drainage from your eye or decreasing the amount of fluid being produced by the eye. Depending on how your eye pressure needs to be, more than one type of eye drop may be prescribed to you. Surgical and the other options include laser therapy, where laser trabeculoplasty is an option, and a small laser beam is used to open the clogged channel in the trabecular meshwork and helps in the drainage of the eye fluid. Filtering surgery is a surgical modality wherein the surgeon creates an opening in the white part of the eye and removes part of the trabecular meshwork. It's like creating a bypass for the fluid to drain out of the eye. In the drainage tubes, a small tube shunt is inserted into your eyes to drain away the excess fluid and lower the eye pressure. Minimal invasive glaucoma surgery, or MIGS, requires less immediate post-op care and have less risk than trabeculotomy. Age-related macular degeneration is a common disease affecting people with advancing age. Macular degeneration, or ARMD, is a medical condition where loss of central vision is seen. It's the fourth most common cause of blindness. People find it hard to recognize faces, They find it difficult to drive, read, or perform activity of daily living. Visual hallucinations also can happen. Typically, it happens in people of older age group. There are two types of AMD, the dry or the wet AMD. As we can see here in this diagram, the center part of the eye shows how a healthy macula should be. Waste products collect underneath the macula and disrupt the normal function of the retina. Here, this is called the dry AMD. New blood vessels that grow behind the retina, they often cause swelling, bleeding, and scarring. And then it is turned from dry to wet AMD. It is the wet AMD which causes a decrease in the vision for the patient. Common risk factor includes hereditary, smoking, and obesity. Dry type of variant is involving 90% of all the cases of ARMD. If you are suspecting to be suffering from ARMD, then below one or both the examinations are done. OCT, it's a special photograph that shows a magnified 3D image of your retina. This test helps the doctor to see if your retinal layers are normal or distorted. The doctor can also see if swelling is getting better or worse, if the treatment is working or no. Fluorescein angiography is a test where a dye is injected into the vein of your arm. Photos are taken as the dye reaches the eye and flows through the blood vessels of the retina. The images will show new vessels or the vessels that are leaky. A small area and a large area in the center of the retina can get affected due to AMD. Treatment for the dry AMD is often not required. For the wet AMD, there are injections which are available which can slow or stop the progression of the disease. Very often these injections need to be repeated. Diabetic retinopathy is another cause of blindness and it is increasing every year. It's a diabetes complication that affects your eye. It is caused by the damage to the blood vessels of the light sensitive tissue at the back of the eye called as retina. At first, diabetic retinopathy may cause no symptom or only mild symptoms, but eventually, if it is progressive, it may cause blindness as well. This condition can develop in anybody who has a type 1 or type 2 diabetes. The longer you have diabetes and the less controlled your blood sugar is, the more likely you are to develop this eye complication. If we look at this diagram here, we can see that the retina or the back part of the eye should be healthy and nice. These blood vessels are normal vessels of the eye, but in diabetic, these blood vessels develop new connections which are abnormal and they start leaking fluid and certain deposits which are called cotton wool spots, which are harmful for the patient's vision. The vision as compared to the normal looks patchy like this. Often patient complains of spots or dark strings floating in front of the vision. Blurred vision, fluctuating vision, and impaired color vision can also be the symptom of patients with diabetic retinopathy. Some patients often have dark or an empty area in their visual axis. The most important risk factor for these patients include the duration of diabetes. The longer you have diabetes, the greater is the risk. Poor control of your blood sugar levels, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and the use of tobacco increase the chance of developing diabetic retinopathy. Treatment of this condition is geared towards slowing or stopping the progression. Combines controlling the blood glucose and the laser treatment. Now, the most common and important in today's working is a condition that patients have, which is called the eye strain or asthenopia. The term eye strain describes a group of symptoms which occur in some people after extended use of the eyes. Although eye strain can be uncomfortable, it may not lead to any eye damage. Extended computer or other devices like mobile phones, gaming, etc., used with inadequate or excess light may cause eye strain. Although it can be annoying, it is usually not as serious and goes away once we rest our eyes. In some cases, signs and symptoms of eye strain are a sign of an underlying eye condition that needs treatment. Although you may not be able to change the nature of your job or all the factors that cause eye strain, you can take certain steps to reduce the eye strain. Overexposure of the eye can harm the eyes. People may complain of blurred vision, double vision, irritation, stinging, burning sensation, watery eyes, redness, intense headache, feeling of disorientation, difficulty in focusing, and sometimes even people have difficulty in going to sleep because of eye strain. Increased use of digital devices is seen very commonly for each and every one of us in COVID-19 situation. Due to the lockdown, the use of digital devices has increased tremendously on a daily basis. Watching TV increased. News on TV, smartphone use, video on demand, chatting, and social media. Each and every aspect of our interaction with the computer or laptop has increased. To reduce the eye strain, these are the different tips which we can follow and have a healthy eye. We should practice eye distancing from around 25 inches. We must lower the brightness of the screen to a level which is comfortable to us. Follow the rule of 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, look on something which is 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Wash your eyes regularly. Whenever you are working in the night, use nighttime settings to minimize the blue light exposure. Consider turning off some or all of the overhead lights while working on desktop or laptop. Try to blink more often while looking at the monitor. Need for a regular eye checkup is absolutely essential. An eye examination involves a series of tests to evaluate your vision and check for eye diseases. Each test during an eye examination evaluates a different aspect of your vision and eye health. An eye examination helps detect eye problems at the earliest stage when they are most treatable. Regular eye checkups help detect early diseases and helps treat them better. There are different eye tests that are done. That includes the visual acuity test, wherein the vision is tested, refraction, where different lenses are put in front of your eye, visual field test, wherein the area which we can see is determined, slit lamp examination, where we can see the eye in a great detail, the retina checkup, where the back part of the eye is evaluated, and screening for glaucoma, where the intraocular pressure and the optic nerve is assessed. Children between the age of 3 to 5 years of age must undergo a comprehensive or a complete eye examination. If there are no symptoms or family history of eye disease, once every 1 to 2 years is a good enough interval to get your eyes checked. For an adult, every 5 to 10 years in your 20s and 30s, and every 2 to 3 years in your 40s and 50s, and every 1 to 3 years from 55 to 64, and every year over the age of 65 is a good parameter to get your eyes tested. Let us pledge to donate our eyes and light up our life. Help the visually impaired to see the beauty of life. For details, please look at the website ebai.org. That is the Eye Bank Association of India. Let your eyes change someone's life. I thank you all for listening to this talk today.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your extended, like expertise sharing and all that stuff. I hope this will get forwarded to you, all your patients across Mumbai.
Thanks, Rutvik. It was good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just get the link from Rahul for this
Sure.
YouTube link, and you can share it across with your clientels, ma'am.